The president, of course, cannot act if the Council of State says no. The declaration will be done by him, but he's not the sole party to do the declaration. That's one. Number two, there are circumstances in the framework under which you can declare a state of emergency. Yeah. One is natural disaster, any situation in which any action or any action is taken or is immediately threatened to be taken by any person or body of persons, which A, is calculated or likely to deprive the community of the essentials of life, or B, renders necessary the taking of measures which are required for securing the public safety. So there are the circumstances. Natural disaster, the situation I just talked about. What does that tell you? It talks about the essentials of the services and essentials of life to the community. That tells me that in the absence of a natural disaster, and which this is not a natural disaster, the community in which the state of emergency must be placed, their views cannot just be ignored. Now, in all of this debate that I have heard, in all of the activism that I support, I haven't heard the communities in which the state of emergency is supposed to be placed. I haven't heard anything that the communities have said, that they actually also want a state of emergency.
Should they want it?
Let me make my point. So allow me to make my point. I'm driving to a conclusion. So one, those are the circumstances. And as a Democrat, I do not think that we can just ignore the communities. But that's not just it. What that tells me is that there is more than meets the eye when it comes to Galamsey. Because if the communities are not saying anything, it tells me that there is more than meets the eye.
In fact, some communities have demonstrated about how their communities are being devastated.
Yes.
Right.
But we all agree that there is more than meets the eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure on that we are all agreed. Now, the history of the Galamsey fight, Mr. Abuaji in his presentation made that history, which is very helpful. Now, if I take that history and then add upon it, of course, we've had Operation Vanguard by the president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. He put his presidency on the line. After that, Mr. Abuaji talked about, I think, Operation Halt. Yeah. Then there was the gruesome murder. I'm sure we all remember the gruesome murder of the valiant Major Mahama. Yeah. We come to the current regime's President Mahama's Air Force. We come to the IGP's anti-Galamsey force. We come to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, National Anti-Mining Operations Secretariat, among others. What has happened? What I have learned from all of them have failed. I don't think there's a dispute that they have all failed.
There's a dispute. He says it's too early.
In my opinion,
Robson
they have all failed.
Too early. It will take time.
In my opinion, they have all failed. Now, what I learned from all of these failures is that ad hoc solutions are not going to address the problem, one. And number two, there is a lot, much more than meets the eye. We can all do the talking. I'm sure that even some of those benefiting heavily from Galamsey are also doing the talking. And the truth is that if you go and arrest the boys who are there, the boys and girls who are there doing, I'm sure the very next day you will have another fresh one, because the financiers would have an endless supply of labor. So for me, the ad hoc solutions are not helping it. And so for me, I would take from what Mr. Abuaji said earlier on about the fact that what I am happy is that I think we are reaching the point where we all agree that the Galamsey issue has to do more than NDC and NPP. So if you ask me, we need to take the approach of addressing the Galamsey issue from the political actors to state institutions. If you look at the Constitution, it provided for the establishment of the Minerals Commission. And so that the Minerals Commission would be capacitated by an act of parliament to address issues on mining and all of that. If you ask me, a more sustainable way is for us to let the Minerals Commission lead the effort. We cannot pretend that the issues are not as big as they are. They are. I won't be surprised, even if the Galamsey fight, there are also even issues of arms involved. So that if you went ahead, for example, to declare a state of emergency, I am not sitting on the facts. I don't even know whether we could actually, there's a potential to create internal instability.
But you support it?
The state of emergency. No, I don't support it. I don't say do it or don't do it because I don't have the information. I don't like to make.
I thought you said you support the Catholic bishops and the rest of them.
I support the urgent needs to address the problem.
You're also a member of UTAC.
Yes, I support the urgent needs.
UTAC says do it now.
I am not. I don't support that. Do it now, like declare a state of emergency now, for two reasons. One, I don't know the facts. And the reason I say I don't know the facts is that, but I know.
The facts are that.
Mm-hmm. No, let me explain what I say.
The communities where they are saying do this targeted, declaration are devastated. As we speak, the excavator imports into this country on a daily basis is about 200. The government says this is really bad, so it has put a ban on excavator import and is now looking for places to keep them. As they are transporting them to some military place, we are getting information and even evidence that while the transportation is going on, some are being diverted, as in released to the owners. Okay. We know excavators can be used for several other things, but Galamsey appears to be the chief reason for their import. That's
where I come in with the
water bodies, and I've just received the stability level water quality assessment impact. Our water bodies, some of them are extremely terrible.
That's why I say, as for the crisis, I am not in doubt of the crisis.
So we need to stop it. How do we stop it?
That's where I'm coming to. So if you are saying that declare the state of emergency, I don't know whether we have the capacity. Now, two, I don't know whether there would be internal instability. And if there is internal instability, whether we have the capacity to contain it. I don't know.
What capacity are you doubtful we don't have?
One, if I were...
The army?
No. If I were the commander-in-chief, I would be very hesitant to open fire on any of my citizens. So I would consider the potential to do so only if it is necessary. Now, in my situation, so that's why, if you ask me, the ad hoc, I've just said that for me, I don't think the ad hoc, let's do this, that we are all talking about will solve the problem. I am more for a sustainable action led by the Minerals Commission. Not that they should do it, but led by them.
Those are these situations or solutions you have just pronounced have failed.
No,
and here we are.
I haven't heard the Minerals Commission in all of this.
You said these processes we have done over the period have failed.
Because they've been ad hoc.
Right, they have failed. Yeah,
that's why they have failed.
And there's a need for
a more sustainable solution.
Clean start.
Not if there's a clean start necessarily.
Okay, if there's a need for a clean start or whatever it is, your water bodies are being polluted. You are sitting here in Accra, and the Ghana Water Company is telling you are going to have to import water in less than how many years from now. The water you have, you don't even drink from your taps anymore. Your contombre and your pineapple, all your fruits, you are being told that there's substantial, metals into them.
I get it. But so, I have also lived in this country through all the efforts that I have just said, that I know enough that just shouting this and just shouting that doesn't solve the problem.
What else should happen to trigger a state of emergency? That's the question.
No, will a state of emergency solve it? That's my question. And my answer is, I don't know. So it is not that we don't have the set of situations to trigger a state of emergency. My issue is, will a state of emergency address the problem?
Okay.
And that's where, let me finish. So, and that is where I am not very sure, because I don't know. I am not sitting on the facts. I don't know whether in fact it will. I don't want another situation where we do that one, then we come back here like we've been doing. So we start this operation, it doesn't work, we come back here. This operation, how many operations do we want to start?
When we ban small-scale mining?
After 7 days, then you go to Parliament. How long are we going to have a state of emergency? 1, and 2, will it address the problem? So I want a more sustainable solution. And that more sustainable solution is what I say that let's let state institutions work. So let's capacitate the Minerals Commission. Let them do 5 things. I would want to see comprehensive and credible data. I would want to see a holistic consideration of the issue from all perspectives. Us, the illegal miners, their real bosses. I am not convinced that these financiers are some small people sitting somewhere that you can just override like that. We need to consider all of the perspectives in all of that, including China. Let's have discussions with China, because we also know the issues that come in from the Chinese. Then let's see a document that provides a roadmap for 2 things. one short-term solutions to address this problem, and then one a long-term, more long-term, because before our independence, right from the colonial days, mining has always been an issue. I don't think this is
I'll go to the Most Reverend Joseph Osei-Bonsu, Emeritus Bishop of Konongo, Mampong Da.